have a favorite meal? Maybe it's like the meal that when you were younger and you went home, you'd ask mom or dad to make this meal when you came home. Or maybe you have one now that it's your birthday and people say, what do you want on your birthday? And you say, oh, I want this meal. It's my favorite meal. There's something about sharing food with each other that's a very intimate thing. You know, when you invite friends over for dinner, you get the house clean and you set the table and you put the right plates out and you make this nice meal and something really cool happens over dinner. It's a very intimate time. You don't just talk about what happened that day or the weather. You end up asking yourself important questions and you share life together over a meal. Well, it's no different with Jesus. And today we're going to walk through a passage in Luke chapter 22, but I want to set the stage for you. Jesus is with his disciples in the upper room about to celebrate the Passover meal. Remember, these are a bunch of Jewish young men, so they've been celebrating the Passover meal for years, remembering back the story of their ancestors that you can read about in the book of Exodus, where God, the death, actually passed over Jewish homes because the blood of the lamb had been put on the doorpost of their houses. The lamb was sacrificed, the blood was spread on the door, and death passed over them. That was why they celebrated Passover. And so Jewish tradition had that happening every year for these young men. But here this time something different is about to happen. Jesus invites them into this upper room. They think they're going to celebrate a traditional Passover meal. But I want you to watch and see what happens. This is Luke chapter 22. Then came the day of unleavened bread on which the Passover lamb had to be sacrificed. So Jesus sent Peter and John saying, go and make preparations for us to eat the Passover. Now I'm going to skip down a few verses. When the hour came, Jesus and his apostles reclined at the table, and he said to them, I have eagerly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. And they're going, oh, before you suffer, something different is happening. For I tell you, I will not eat it again until it finds fulfillment in the kingdom of God. And then after taking the cup, he gave thanks, and he said, take this and divide it among you. And he took the bread, and he broke it. And he gave it to them, saying, this is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. And in the same way, he took the cup, saying, this is the cup of the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you. I want you to imagine yourself sitting at that table. What are the smells in the room? What are the sounds in the room? And Jesus was helping us today understand that when we take communion, we're actually engaging and spreading the good news of the gospel. We are demonstrating when we take the bread and break it, and we take the drink and we take it. We're actually demonstrating the gospel to ourselves and to other people. That Jesus, his body was sacrificed for us. He is the Passover lamb who was slain for us so that death, separation from God, will pass over us. I want you to sit in that and think about that this season.